Hey guys, Natasha here. As promised, I'm going to break down the basic kettlebell moves that I will do in the future and did in my workout, my kettlebell HIIT workout. If you don't have a kettlebell, a single heavy weight also works just as well. You can hold it by the little handles and swing it like a kettlebell. Basically, all the moves will work the same, but today I'm going to show you how to do basic kettlebell moves. The first one, of course, is the swing. When you pick up the kettlebell, you'll always come down with a flat back using your hamstrings, glutes, and your core, quads, of course, too. Proud chest, shoulders back. Good, gentle tug of the tail. This is just like your neutral spine. When we start to swing, we're thrusting the hips forward. So we're gonna dip the hips back and thrust the hips forward. It is not muscling this up. You won't be able to lift it here. You should have a heavy enough weight that you need to swing. That'll really give you better form if you're actually lifting heavier and you need to use your body, your hips, your legs, your glutes, your core to swing the weight. So don't be afraid to go a little heavier. Like this is a 20, it's pretty light for me to swing. For other things, it's heavy, like when I'm doing push presses, but for swings, you can go pretty heavy. Again, whatever you have will work. We want to thrust back, push forward into the heels, dip the hips. The most important thing is that you're keeping and maintaining a flat back. What I see sometimes is this like big drop and lift. We don't need to do that. It's a very just subtle movement, swinging. Your weight is in your heels. It's almost like you were gonna throw the weight at someone, but don't let go. So you'll just thrust it forward. That's your kettlebell swing. Practice that one. Another basic move is just a clean and press. So you'll grab the weight and you're basically gonna rack it around the back of your forearm. So you'll swing it back. Rack, squat, push, press. All right, makes sense? And then put it down gently. So the rack is the kettlebell coming around the back of your forearm, and then you push press it up. You can do this without the squat, rack, push press. All right, so making sure you're not slamming into your forearm, it kind of wraps around. Same idea when you get to snatches. Eventually, this is one of the harder kettlebell moves. You're gonna get some momentum and then wraps around the back of your arm, swing press. Like you're punching the palm up, but we don't want to slam the weight down. When you're new, sometimes you get a bruise there and you tend to slam it. You can wear wristbands, that's what I did in the beginning, and then eventually you'll learn to just gently wrap it around the back of the arm and it won't slam down. All right, what else? Let's practice our windmills. I like these because they really work the side body and the legs. If you are familiar with yoga, it's like a triangle pose, rack press. We are gonna turn our toes in the direction we're gonna go. The other foot's about 45 degrees, all right? Just like Trikonasana, triangle pose. We want to maintain this strong lat and shoulder. So if you start to sag here, put the weight down or go lighter, all right? It's a side body, stacking shoulders, ribs, and hips, and lift. This will depend on how open your hamstrings are, whether you can go all the way down and all the way up, or maybe it just looks like this. And you'll feel that your obliques have to fire to drive it back up. So again, just remembering that your toes turn the direction you're going, the hips are turned, and then we start to stack shoulders, ribs, hips, and pull out of that. That's called a windmill. I love suitcase swings. I did try to explain them in my workout, but let's go again. It is a brain teaser. The opposite hand and foot swing back. So if your kettlebell's in your right hand, your left foot's gonna swing back at the same time. Swing back, toss, switch. Swing back, forward, back. That's when you kind of have to practice, and it'll either come naturally or you'll have to practice until you get it. Just remembering opposite arm and leg, swing back, you hit that 90 degree, and then at the top you switch hands, okay? That one's a great one for obviously the legs, but obliques have to really fire. Your core has to be engaged or you're just gonna fall over with the weight. Turkish Get Ups. I'm gonna show you without weight, which is how I would practice it if you're new to the move. It is stepping back to a lunge. That same leg that steps back, the hand drops to the earth. You thread the back foot through, and then it turns into an abdominal roll back. Press, you can use the elbow and the forearm to press up to seated. Back onto the hand, lift, engage the core, step back to your lunge, and then come together, all right? Practice that. We step back with the right, the same hand drops, that leg threads through. We roll down the spine, articulating the vertebrae. Press off, you can use that bottom hand, thread back, and come to stand. So this one is pretty challenging with the kettlebell. Depending on what size weight, maybe you go to a lighter weight and you practice it with a weight. If you have a heavy kettlebell. It looks like this, same idea. You want to keep the lats and the shoulder really actively engaged, pressing up, no saggy elbows. Step through, roll down, exhale, press up, use that hand to lift the hips and thread back, and then come up to standing, okay? Let me know if there are any other moves you're confused about, and I'll do this little breakdown again. Thanks so much. I hope you take that kettlebell HIIT class, and let me know what else you want to see.